Love Boise State Public Radio podcasts? They are free to enjoy, but not free to produce. If you can give, your support helps keep shows like Idaho Matters and Scandalize available to everyone. Donate now at boisestatepublicradio.org.
From the studios of Boise State Public Radio News, you're listening to Idaho Matters. I'm Gemma Cadet. For more than 50 years, a group of dedicated people in Idaho have been working to preserve and protect historic places here in the Gem State. Preservation Idaho was established in 1972 in an effort to save our history and our culture and to try and protect historic sites from growth and the wrecking ball. They're holding a party this month to celebrate their success from 2024 and to look ahead to what's in store this year. And they're hoping everyone interested in preserving the state's history can drop by. So joining us now to tell us more are Brittany Sigliano. She is the board president of Preservation Idaho, and board vice president Angie Steele. Welcome, both of you, to the program.
Thank you, Gemma. Thanks for having us.
So Brittany, for folks who aren't familiar, what is Preservation Idaho?
Yeah, you gave a really good introduction, Gemma, so thank you for that. I know it makes my question easy. But as you've mentioned, we've been around for over 50 years, and really our main focus is to protect Idaho's built environment, and along with that comes our cultural heritage. We don't get any state, federal funding. We rely simply on our donors, our memberships, and then of course we do get some grants, but we're an all-volunteer board that really works towards preserving Idaho's history.
And as you mentioned, you've been around since 1972, but since 1977, you've been giving out what's called the Orchid and Onion Awards. Angie, what are these awards and why are these important? I mean, both the good and the bad.
So that is an award ceremony that members of our organization can nominate someone to either get an orchard or an onion. Orchid. An orchid, of course, means that we are honoring they are being nominated to honor the preservation and the crafts person who worked on a property. And an onion is awarded occasionally when something is done the opposite.
So can you give us an example of a past Orchid Award winner? We don't want to call out the onions.
Brittany, can you help me out here?
Yeah, so actually we held our last Orchid and Onion Award in Pocatello, where we gave several awards out. There was a home that actually the city of Coeur d'Alene purchased and saved. We gave to a couple of great folks, one who worked for the forestry department in preserving the state's history in the forest throughout Idaho. We've had recently, I guess if you're local to Boise, Trika over in Boise's North End received an award. But it's an opportunity to, thank the people who are working really hard to preserve these buildings that tell a beautiful story. And, you can't get that same feeling in a book. So it's nice to honor these buildings and these people that preserve these beautiful places.
And Brittany, you also give out Heritage Stewardship Awards. What are these exactly?
So I think we might be confused with the Heritage Home Tour, which is something that's super excited. We had a bit of a hiatus from that because of COVID, and the Heritage Home Tour, it is actually our largest fundraiser of the year, but we are able to work with homeowners in a certain section. It is local to Boise. So this last year we brought it back. It was in Boise's East End neighborhood. And we are able to luckily work with some homeowners who are willing to open their homes and allow people to come and tour them through the day. It's an opportunity to showcase the work that these homeowners have done in preserving their homes, and that we're not looking at preservation doesn't mean museums necessarily. We want people to understand that you can preserve a home, but you can update it for modern living. And I think we all like some modern living. I'm a fan of indoor plumbing, so it's an opportunity to show that just because it's an old home doesn't mean it can't meet modern standards.
And Angie, you have the Idaho Architecture Project. So this is where my understanding is anyone can help catalog historic properties in the state. So how exactly does that work?
It's kind of like a Wikipedia website. So anyone can go on there and, give their information and a photograph about specific historical or architecturally significant properties in the whole state. And then it's just a website that is highly utilized by people all over to learn more about specific architecture and historic properties in Idaho. It also includes our barns, historic barns, which are particularly important in Idaho because we're such an agricultural area. And that segment of properties are going away very quickly with development. And separate from, but also included, is also a barn registry. So we have the barns that show up on the Idaho Architectural Project, and then also in the barn registry.
So let's talk about 2025 because you were already working on a lot of things. Brittany, tell us about the 2025 Arch Walk series and what this is and the places that you're going to feature.
Yeah, our ArtWalk series are really exciting. It's a series that we do throughout the summer. We offer 4 tours a month, and we are able to again get volunteers and docents who create these individual tours. So it's 1 tour a month, and we have, oftentimes we have some similar people who have an architectural background that have hosted these before, and they choose an area, they research the area, come up with the stories and the architectural elements for the walk. You can purchase a package of those. They sell out every year. They are quite popular. We don't know all of the tours this year. We're beholden to our docents who put those together, but those will be rolling in probably in the next month or two that we'll start promoting those as our docents let us know the areas that they're going to be touring. But
and Brittany,
we open up to members first. So membership has its benefits.
It definitely does. Okay. And you mentioned the annual Heritage Home Tour, which you brought back last year. You're working on this again for this year. It'll be in October. Do you know the area of Boise that you'll be focusing on this year?
We have identified the area. It'll be up on the bench. We're hoping, the tricky task now is connecting with those homeowners, and we've started that first phase of connecting with them. And now we'll be doing a little more door knocking to get a face to face and let them know that the letter we sent was indeed real and not a scam. So
yeah, right.
look for that. Yeah, look for that tour. That tour will be the first Sunday in October, and we are also bringing back our Teeters Knoll tour, which will be in September. For those unfamiliar with Teeters Knoll, it's the only Frank Lloyd Wright home in Idaho. Again, open to members first.
And Angie, tell us about the party coming up on the 23rd to ring in the new year.
Oh, excellent. So this is our membership appreciation party. And as Brittany said, our members are so important, both for financing and volunteering. We couldn't do what we do without them. They're so vital. So this is going to be on January 23rd. It's a little party that we're throwing. It's in the Greyhound bus station, which is a really cool modern building. It's currently housed in that building is the Idaho Film Society. So we're very grateful for them letting us use their building. The location is at 1212 West Bannock Street. And so a quick thank you to Joe and Aiden for helping us get that set up.
It really is a really cool space if you haven't been there since the renovation. Brittany, you have a minute left. Tell us how people can join Preservation Idaho, because as you mentioned, membership has its benefits.
Membership does have its benefits, and that's why we want to say thank you to everyone who is a member. The quickest, easiest way to become a member is to go to our website, preservationidaho.org. You can also give us a call. You can mail a check, but the website really is the easiest, and it's an opportunity to peruse and see some of the things we have planned for 25, some of the things that we've been working on the last couple of years, our big lofty goals that we're going to meet, and again, membership event is open to members only, but it's not too late to become a member. And we have memberships as low as $25. So again, preservationidaho.org.
Well, I want to thank both of you so much for coming in and talking with us. We've been speaking with Brittany Sigliano. She is the board president of Preservation Idaho, and board vice president Angie Still, talking about what the nonprofit has in store coming up in 2025. Their annual Members Appreciation Party is coming up January 23rd. We will, of course, put links on our website, boisestatepublicradio.org. You've been listening to Idaho Matters from Boise State Public Radio. I'm Gemma Gaudet.
If you like podcasts like this, explore more from the Boise State Public Radio podcast family. There you'll find a mix of daily news, Idaho Voices, and in-depth series on a wide range of topics. I'm talking wild horses, political scandals, sustainable ranching, and militia groups in a post-January 6th world. Wherever you get your podcasts, just search Boise State Public Radio to find what Idaho's NPR station has in store for you.